Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. You know, I was on my way to work the other day and these ladies were standing out by the train station. They were Jehovah Witnesses and they were handing out their material. And so I'm passing by them on my way to the train and, you know, she says, here, let me give you some positive reading material. Well, I just took it and kept on going. Well, I got up to my seat waiting for the train to come. And I said, well, let me look through here and see what they talking about now, you know. Because it's been a while since I have brushed up on my cult information. I used to read, you know, Walter Martin, Kingdom of the Cults, you know, back in the day. I used to listen to the Bible Answer Man and Hank Hanegraaff, and I used to, you know, really be into that. But it's been some years. So as I'm browsing and perusing through this Jehovah Witness magazine, I see that according to them, Jesus became king in 1914. And I was like, oh my God, that is so ridiculous. 1914? I mean, that was just a few years ago. I mean, really? I mean, because our whole calendar is based on the birth of Christ, which is, you know, over 2,000 years ago. So how in the world y'all gonna decide, Jehovah Witnesses, that he got crowned king in 1914? It just don't make no kind of sense, you know, don't make no sense. But then I got to thinking, and I thought, you know, it's a whole lot of other stuff that don't make no kind of sense either. And it's coming from the Christian people. You know, us Christian people that was so hard on the Jehovah Witnesses all these years. We've been so hard on them. They come to the door, we run, we hide, we get up under the bed, put a muzzle around the kid's mouth and everything. Shh, be quiet. You know, peeking out the blinds. Are they gone yet? We did all that kind of stuff. Treated them Jehovah Witnesses so bad because they were so ridiculous. And, you know, and rightfully so. But now when you become ridiculous yourself, what are you going to say? You know, like, money coming to me now. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's just as ridiculous as Jesus becoming king in 1914. And you're a little G. You're a little God. How ridiculous is that? Ain't no more ridiculous than Jesus becoming king in 1914. And this wisdom keys, you know, Mike Murdoch wisdom keys with all these ridiculous stuff and phrases and quotes. It's just as ridiculous as Jesus becoming king in 1914. It's so ridiculous. I mean, just so many ridiculous things coming from supposedly Christians that was so hard on the Jehovah Witness. I mean, Jesus being pierced in 7 places for 7 different reasons for us. That's the Larry Huck Ministries, I believe. Yeah. What? Ridiculous. And now you got, you know, if you want an uncommon blessing, you got to plant an uncommon seed. So Rod Parsley's talking about you got to plant $54.17 nowadays. That's the Isaiah 54:17, the no weapon seed. How ridiculous is that? It's ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as Jesus becoming king in 1914. You see, he didn't do nothing different than the Jehovah Witness did. They threw a date on something and said, that's when he became king. Rod Parsley, you just throw a number on something and say, now you're going to get a blessing. What? It's ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as folks sitting on TV talking about, go to the phone, go to the phone, go to the phone. That's ridiculous. God will bless you. It's your season. It's your time. You want to harvest? Go to the phone. Plant a seed. You got a need? Plant a seed. Ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous as Jesus becoming king in 1914. So at this point, I don't know if we owe the Jehovah Witnesses an apology or if we owe ourselves to repent from all this ridiculous crap. And I think the latter is true. Oh, I thought of one more ridiculous thing. Recreating the Ark of the Covenant, doing a whole conference around it and darn near bowing down to the thing as if it has some sort of holiness or some sort of spirit of God in it. Juanita Bynum. Oh, I better not say too much about her because folks get mad and stuff. But that stuff is just ridiculous. We do a whole lot of ridiculous things as calling ourselves Christian. But we are just as ridiculous. Many of us have become just as ridiculous as the Jehovah Witnesses that we've been so hard on all these years that say Jesus became king in 1914. Just some things for y'all to think about. Thanks for tuning in and be blessed.